Captain Marvel trailer breakdown coming up next on Movie Burner News Late Edition. And joining us as always is John, and we're going to delve right into this. This trailer dropped yesterday, John, late yesterday here in the UK, and got to say for a first trailer, thoroughly loved it.
I thoroughly loved it as well, Stephen. I thought it was amazing. It's been long awaited. They've been holding it back, and I think it's been the right decision. But I say they've been holding it back, I'm talking absolute crap. We're still 6 months away from the film being released. They've not been holding it back, man. But saying that, I don't think we've even had a teaser trailer to date, so it's a little bit late to show something. But we got the photo of her in the suit last week through Entertainment Weekly. We've seen little snippets. We've heard some information about the villains and stuff, and just Nick Fury's new personality that we're going to see. Now we've got the trailer, and my god, the trailer was absolutely majestic. From the music, we spoke about the music before we come on, Stephen. There's something about Marvel and their soundtracks. They just know how to get the music right. It just builds to a crescendo as the trailer goes on. But the trailer starts with a bang, quite literally. Captain Marvel, aka Carol Danvers, comes crashing down to Earth with a bang, right into the middle of a big empty Blockbuster store. And Jesus Christ, when I seen that Blockbuster store, I was like, this is lovely, because it is set in the 90s, is that right? The mid-90s, so Blockbuster would have been in the midst of its glory days, and that was a cool little Easter egg. I love that.
It's just a little subtle, visual there to let the audience know when round about this is set. And you're right, John. I think it's like an escape pod or something that says, firing back down to Earth after some kind of explosion in space. Yeah, and that as I did say, that was absolutely glorious, Steve. And then we get an insight to just the origins of the character. I do recall stating last week, it may have been or the week before, that this I thought was going to be something of an origin story, but in fact it's not. Apparently we're going to dive right into her in the current day with all her powers fully formed. But we get to see little hints at her story. She's a bit of a renegade. She was whisked off with the Kree Star Force at a young age, and then she's getting premonitions, or not premonitions, but visions of her past on Earth as a bit of an Air Force ace, I believe. And we see those visions. She's speaking to Nick Fury, and he says, "You're not from around here, are you?" And she does a brief little thing, what's complicated or something. And we see flashbacks to her when she was younger, training. We see her with a friend, getting up to a plane, climbing a rope and stuff like that. Just very, very cool. We get a little insight to her. We see her with a very cool hat as well. She's got a shield hat on. I actually had to pause that when I first watched it, because I knew it had some significance to it. And she's walking down a corridor, and then we see them experimenting on a Skrull. So it's a very intriguing start to a very action-packed 2-minute trailer. What did you think though, Steve, when you seen Nick Fury and all his young glory sitting in that car talking to her? It's incredible. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this, I think it was last week, John. Yeah. That first image that came through on the internet with Samuel Jackson de-aged. And it's one thing seeing it in a still photograph, but seeing it actually in motion was something else. Reminded me of Samuel Jackson from round about the time he did Die Hard with a Vengeance with Bruce Willis. I think that came out in the mid-90s, so it's kind of spot on. The look of Samuel Jackson at this time. His voice as well. They've done something to his voice. I don't know if you've noticed, over the last few years he does sound a lot older than naturally than he has previously. For some reason he sounds like the Samuel Jackson from the 1990s, which may sound a bit strange, but also seeing the character Phil Coulson as well, which you blink you miss it, it's that quick, but they've done wonders with that character as well. I'm glad to see this character back. I thought he was brilliant in the first Avengers movie, and it's good to see that we're getting a bit of his backstory as well. Yeah, and we get an insight into the humour of a character. As he did say last week, it's going to be a character with little quips and stuff, humorous quips. He says something about car crash, intergalactic thing, and then I was just about to walk away to, and obviously he's whisked back in. He takes her to this facility, a SHIELD facility, which is very intriguing, because even now we see that they're way ahead of our time, even in the 90s. We see a massive, I don't know whether it's the Skrulls or the Kree, ship sitting outside of Earth's atmosphere. There's a human craft goes up. It's cloaked though, it comes out of cloaking, that's very cool. And then we get to an interesting little car chase thing. It kind of reminded me of the Ant-Man and the Wasp scene where they were going down the hill in a little car, super-sized up, and knocked the car above it out of the way. So that was a cool little action set piece. And then we see Carol Danvers kind of floating in this energy field
She thinks she's suffering from amnesia. Well, she knows she's suffering from amnesia of some kind, and her memories appear to be altered or something like that, and she's receiving all these flashbacks from her childhood.
Yeah, some of the flashbacks, John, I quite liked these in the trailer, because it was showing you visually the same emotions of her from a young age to another time and then to the present, where she's actually doing the same emotions. In her actions, stuff like that, and I thought it was good visually. And then we see, I think it's the Kree homeworld of, is it Hala? I think it is. And we see the kind of landscape from I don't know who that person is. It's from their point of view.
I think it's Carol Danvers.
Is that her from from behind? Yeah. And it's quite a nice shot, that. And then from that, I think that's really just another series of flashbacks about her memories and stuff like that.
See Jude Law.
And it really is, the trailer, this first trailer really is all about her, trying to remember stuff, and as you said, you see these series of flashbacks throughout the trailer. We also get to see her. I don't know who that person is. It's the other pilot. But we get to see her background and what she's capable of, what her skills are, and it looks very Top Gun, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Apparently that character is Maria Rambeau, and apparently she's going to be quite important in the story, because it's Carol's anchor to her human stage in her life. This is the one driving force, a solitary force throughout them all, that's bringing back all these memories and helping her try and discover who she was on Earth. And again, we see her in captive. We see scenes of her while she's in the Kree Star Force. We see Jude Law, as I did mention, with these very intriguing eyes. They're very, very interesting. They kind of put me in mind of the Sith when they turn. It's all Sithy in Star Wars. Yeah, quite yellow, yeah. He's popping up in a hell of a lot of films. I don't know what his character is, but apparently it's a mysterious commander of some sorts. And it looks very cool, but he's only in it for about 2 seconds, if that. So we move swiftly on through the trailer, Stephen. We see that she was always a pilot, even from a young girl onwards.
Yeah, it's more flashbacks again.
Yeah, more flashbacks. Yeah, this, as you do say, this trailer's heavily full of flashbacks. It's again hinting that she is a human figure, despite her being this big, almost omnipotent force now in the universe. She's almost like Superman. We've heard about her moving planets and all the rest of it. We do see here that even though she's capable of this, she's still got the human side as well. And we do see her in space, flying a very cool looking ship, and the onboard dials and stuff like that are very, very cool. Very reminiscent of an earlier tech that we see in the likes of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm probably going to be hated for saying this, but a lot of this reminds me of Man of Steel, how they handled the origin story and that. Because Superman, I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but the style of storytelling is very similar, and they don't want to go back to the very beginning and tell the origin story all over again with that character. So what they did was they sort of interspliced it with some memories of childhood, not necessarily explaining all the reasons why she's got these powers. Certainly not for this trailer anyway. Maybe the film will explain that a lot better, but it's that kind of style where you're going back and forth to understand the character's origins, rather than starting from the very beginning and working our way up to, I was going to say present day, but working our way up to the mid-1990s. Yeah. So I kind of like that style.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a great way of getting around to telling an origin story without delving fully into it and committing maybe 20-30 minutes of a film's running time to being bogged down with this early stuff. They can just give you brief insights through flashbacks, and then you can continue on, and it doesn't affect the tone, the pacing of the film much. And then we also see a very cool bit of marketing on the screen where it changes from her to a hero. I think it's something about what defines her, then the rest of it flashes up a hero. That was cool, but again, it's just hinting into this whole the futurist female stuff that was being hinted at by Entertainment Weekly's cover last week. They're pushing this, and you know why. Because it's a female character leading a Marvel MCU film for the first time. So it's a big moment for them, so they're going to go with this throughout the whole market, and I would imagine we're 6 months out and this is just the first of many things like that. We see the Skrulls as well. I don't know much about these guys, but from what I've read, they're a very ominous and very terrifying villain. They can shapeshift. Ben Mendelsohn's playing one of the lead ones, I believe. You see him walking on a beach. They've infiltrated Earth. They're trying to infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D. and they're a very dangerous threat. I think that cloak ship we've seen outside the planet is in fact a Skrull ship. I think I was saying earlier, is it Kree Skull? I don't know, but it's definitely Skull. And that also leads us on to the next moment, the best moment in the whole trailer for me, Stephen.
Yeah.
When Captain Marvel punches that old lady, a defenceless old lady. She's sitting smiling away at her on a train, and it's clear this is a Skrull character that's shapeshifted. Or is it? Maybe she thought it was, and she's just hooked an old woman. And we'll see the after effects in the film. I don't know. Pretty sure it's a Skrull though.
That seems to be the biggest talking point of today on social media, John. Is this actual?
That person in real life.
It was quite a funny moment, and we had some interactions with Claire Lim earlier. Actually, this is her favourite moment as well, in regards to the sequence, and it kind of caught you by surprise that she would do that, but there obviously is a very good reason for it. This takes us on to that big explosion. I don't know, it's at the planet Torfa, I think it's called.
Apparently it's a world that was created by Kelly Sue DeConnick, who's a legendary writer for Captain Marvel. It's almost, it's the briefest of a flash. We see a tiny shot of it, and again, this apparently leads to the Kree Star Force discovering that the Skrull invasion of Earth is ongoing, so that's going to be a big moment in the film, I'm sure. We see Ronan the Accuser as well, Stephen. He's obviously reprising his role as that character from the first Guardians of the Galaxy film. We often speak about antagonists in the MCU being a little bit crap in the early days, but certainly he wasn't. I thoroughly enjoyed that character in Guardians of the Galaxy until he was made an absolute fool of at the end by Star-Lord in the dance-off. But very powerful character for what he is, and I cannot wait to see what role he's going to play in this. So what was your thoughts in seeing him? Again, very Star Wars. It looks like Kylo Ren in the Last Jedi trailer.
Yeah, Lee Pace, he's a great actor. I thought he was good in the Hobbit trilogy as well. Playing Ronan the Accuser. This was one of the standout performances from Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought he was amazing. That was until he had that confrontation with Thanos, and then we knew who the real boss was. But yeah, I mean, it's good that they're putting these characters into this film to just give it those links to the MCU very early on, and then we move into the young Phil Coulson. Actually, that still doesn't do the actual thing with that justice, because it looks very much like a GTA character, from that still. But when you see it actually in motion, it doesn't appear that way at all. No. But you can tell it's clearly him, Clark Gregg's Agent Coulson. It's good to see him back. I wasn't a big fan of the television series, The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., to be honest with you. But I like that character. It's going to be good to see. I hope it's not just a small cameo. I hope it's not anyway, but certainly we'll get another perspective of his early career, much the same as Nick Fury's. And yeah, it's just a great scene. It's very brief. I think you missed it the first time round, John, is that right?
I did, yeah. It was all going so quick, and it was all flashing before my eyes, so I missed him. But seeing him a second time round, as you says, great to see this guy back. He's a great character from the MCU's first phase, and I'm sure he'll have a big role in it. I'm sure he's a part of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm sure they're going to have a role in the whole Earth's defence of the Skrull invasion. But yeah, we then go on and we see a shot of Nick Fury with his pager again. It looks like the same one, although not quite as up to date. It's been upgraded in some form by the events of Avengers Infinity War. But yeah, definitely the same pager with tabs, it says. I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah, I thought that was funny actually when we saw that scene at the end of Infinity War. This agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. using a pager. Who uses pagers these days?
Well, it's clear. I think that's actually quite significant. It's clear that obviously she's not moved with the times. She's not moved with the technology. She still thinks pagers are the way to keep in contact. Hence he's contacting her with a pager. And then again we see the Star Force in action. This group, I believe Jude Law and Carol Danvers and stuff, looking through, it looks like water, and we're seeing air bubbles surrounding them. We see a Mohawk moment. Very, very cool visually, very, very cool indeed. And apparently this is again drawn heavily on Kelly Sue DeConnick's Captain Marvel run. They're drawn off of her quite a bit. Apparently she worked with an artist, Jamie McKelvey, back in 2012, which dramatically redesigned Carol Danvers' costume, and this version is apparently very heavily influenced by that. So what did you think of that whole sequence? Did you enjoy that, Stephen?
I was visually, it was amazing.
Yeah.
For a brief moment in the trailer, it was one of the standout sequences.
Yeah, and I think after that we see again more of her origin. I hope they're not giving it all away in these trailers, but if they do, I don't really care. We see her getting exposed to the alien radiation, and a Kree device known as a Psych Magnetron explodes near her. And apparently this is how she gets all of her powers. So that was intriguing. We see Captain Marvel's helmet. It's almost like the Batman v Superman Batman helmet when he's looking up at Superman in the rain. We see again, as you did touch upon earlier, Stephen, signs of her history of getting knocked down and bouncing back up again. She's got the fortitude to keep coming back again and again and again. She's battling to save the world as a superhero now, but we've seen it with her as a child, falling off the ropes and stuff like that. So that was stunning and effective in its implementation.
Yeah, last week's movie burner news, when we were talking about Captain Marvel, that was one of the characteristics.
Yeah.
Was that it was a character that, you know, liked to, you know, get right into the action, you know, right in there without thinking. And you can see that in these sequences when she does fall, she gets back up again and she wants to get right in there, you know, and amongst it all again. And this is when we see the powers, isn't it? The powers that which she's capable of as well. Yeah. Overall, John, visually this is a fantastic trailer for a teaser trailer. As you said, it does reveal quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't think we're seeing it all, to be fair. Yeah. But it's just visually, this is one of the best MCU trailers I've seen in a while. That music as well. I was saying this earlier. They know how to just capture the emotion in their music as well. The MCU, even in a trailer. Yeah,
I totally agree, Stephen. The music is really significant in this trailer, along with all the visual stuff. But I think that end scene is absolutely epic. The moment where we see her shrouded in this dazzling energy that's going round her body. Apparently, this is again directly from the comics. Surprise, surprise, it should be. Where she goes into a binary form and can tap into the power of a white hole. So this may be her doing it. It's taking up stellar energies and manipulating them to an unprecedented degree. We'll see this, and we'll see, I'm sure, a whole host of other powers. This is really, as we did say last week or the week before, based off what I'm reading, Marvel's closest thing to Superman, a really powerful character. And I just thought it was a fantastic trailer from start to finish. 2 minutes of pure, unadulterated action, amazing visuals, brilliant pacing, the music, and it told everybody who doesn't know much about this character, maybe people who aren't big comic book readers, just exactly what this character's about. She's a human that was whisked away, exposed to radiation, found her way in with these aliens, much like Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then she's now got amnesia. She's getting all these visions from her past coming back and showing her true origin, and she goes to Earth to try and save them.
I'll be one of them people, John. I didn't know too much about this character till I think it was announced at one of the conventions that they were doing the movie, and then I took notice. Brie Larson in the trailer as well. She doesn't come across arrogant in any fashion with her powers. She actually seems quite confused and possibly a bit disorientated as well, and she's very unsure how powerful she is. I think at this point, certainly that's what it suggests to me in this trailer. And that's the purpose of, I suppose, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They will maximise her powers to whatever is required in this movie, especially if you're taking on someone like Lee Pace's character of Ronan the Accuser. Whether or not that is the villain of the movie, it could be, as you said, John, it could be Jude Law. We just don't know at this stage. But it remains to be seen. But I do like Brie Larson in this trailer. I think she's playing it very understated, if you like, and I'm just looking forward to seeing the full-blown trailer. As you said, we're 6 months away, John. We've got plenty of time. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple more trailers coming out in between now and then. It's one of the most anticipated movies from the MCU in the aftermath of Infinity War. Yeah. That's the thing that everyone's looking forward to, because this is going to lead right into Avengers 4, which I think Captain Marvel is going to have a big part in, so it's a good time to do it. Very similar to this earlier this year with Black Panther coming out just before Avengers Infinity War as well. So we're certainly looking forward to it. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on the Movie Burner News Late Edition, where we've been discussing the breakdown of the new Captain Marvel trailer. We will be back again tomorrow with the Movie Burner blog rundown.
Remember guys, if you enjoyed that latest episode, then do hit that like button, comment below, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. If you want to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Movie Burner Entertainment, then we can be found on Twitter and Facebook at Movie Burners. You can also listen to us on Google Play and iTunes at the Movie Burner Podcast. And last but not least, if you want to access all the latest written reviews and the occasional article, then that can be found on our website at movieburnerintertainment.org. Until next time, goodbye.